Hi. So, as you can see, I've got a little of one of the ex-members that left. Um, it wasn't carbonation or melanation at the time. She was Carla. Um, she is now called Sunray. So she left. I think when they was in Costa Rica, her family came looking for her. I'm going to let her little piece play. It's very brief, mind you. Let me get the other bit first. It's going to be very brief. It's not going to be long. It's a very short piece. This is Sunray, and she tells us a little bit of a story of, I think, the time when she went to meet them in Hawaii before they got arrested. It's a very small segment. It's not going to be very long. So let me.
Nah, I'm at the beachfront, and yeah, me and Blue just came down to the farmer's market. We're gonna be up in the mountains for like a little while, so we're not really gonna have service. So
Okay, so
I'm at a restaurant, like using the Wi-Fi.
last time we talked, it was about 6 months ago, and at that time you were unhappily stuck in Newfoundland. So why don't you just fill me in? What's happened with you in the last 6 months?
Well, prior to returning to Newfoundland, I met up with family in Florida. They were saying like, "Oh, don't worry, when we go back to Canada, you won't be, put in the hospital. Like, we got your back." And when I get there, I get I get put in there for almost a month,
Hmm.
and so that was quite drastic change from being up in the mountains, isolated from everyone, to being in a mental institution.
Hmm. And you also didn't have a phone. I remember that was a big deal.
Right. They were, I was trying to take videos, and they were, the family, they, or some beings, they were really not happy that I was taking videos. So I would only have my phone like sometimes there.
Hmm.
So I get out of the hospital, and I get my own apartment. So that was great. Like, I have my own space. But at the same time, it was like I grew out of the environment. I wasn't really resonating with anyone there anymore. Like, I would go around beings, and it was like we would repel each other after we would be around each other for so long. We were on such different frequencies that it would drain my energy.
Yeah. So you were in Newfoundland, and things weren't the way you thought your family or the family made it sound, and you weren't connecting with people and resonating with people. So I know you're not in Newfoundland now. So where are you, and what led to you leaving? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so when I got back to Canada, I say, like, I'm actually gonna be here only for like a few weeks. Like, I'm out of here. Like, I was just ready to go. Even when I was in Florida, I just felt the pull back to the Costa Rica. And so yeah, I get back to Canada. I'm there for 6 months, and then I go to the U.S. for. I actually met someone there,
Hmm.
and we were talking for a few months. So I go there to spend time with this being, and yeah, I'm there for about a month, and it was like half of my heart was in Costa Rica still. So it was like I can't really be with someone, half of my heart's in it. So I decided, I'm gonna head to the Caribbean. My heart just yearned to be in nature, and so I came down here, and my life's just improving every day, really, since I've arrived.
So this the being you met, he was from the U.S. So you left Newfoundland.
Right.
You went with him for about a month, and then you said the Caribbean. Are you in Costa Rica right now?
Yes.
Okay.
In the Caribbean and Costa Rica.
Okay. And did he come with you?
No, I think he's going to Caribbean, but I'm not in contact with this being anymore.
Okay.
But someone I knew before I met this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He is with me now, and yeah, he arrived here about a week ago, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been in Costa Rica for like 2.5 months now.
Oh, okay, great. And how did you get to Costa Rica? You just had money saved up and you bought a plane ticket from the U.S.?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. And when you first left Newfoundland to Costa Rica, again, it was a big deal because your family didn't know where you were and whatnot. Do they know what's going on, and do they agree with where you are and what you're doing?
This is what we say now, like when we're talking about our family back in Babylon, we say blood mother, or because it's like genetically linked to you.
Okay.
She's been helping me out in a way. She has to take care of the family there, so she doesn't really want to be sending me money. So it's like she wants me to get a job here, or she's like, come home or come back here. It's not my home there. But yeah, I mean, I know that the universe is working in my favor. So even if I'm not receiving money from anyone in Canada or in Newfoundland, I know I'm going to be taken care of.
So does your blood mother's not like trying to get you back? She's okay with you. She's accepting that you're blazing your own trail.
I mean, she's not. She would rather me come back there, but she knows that I'm happy. So what else could she ask for?
Yeah. Are you working? And if not, how are you getting by with like food and accommodations and such? Like what's your life like?
Well, before my husband, we don't think we need to have papers to get married, so we say we're married.
Mm-hmm.
Before he arrived, I was volunteering. So there's like a website called Workaway. It's like a work exchange, so you can get a place to stay. Maybe some places have food included.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with some families at some hostels. And when Blue arrived, we started camping on the beach. And now we are staying with a spiritual healer, and he lives in the mountains, and there's like abundance of fruit. So
it sounds like exactly what you've been looking for. And Blue is your husband, right?
yeah.
What can you tell? What do you want to tell us about him? I'd be curious what he's like.
Yeah.
I know he's handsome. I saw on Instagram you two together.
He really connects me more to, like, we both just compliment each other in a way that is like indescribable, really.
Okay. I know you're happy just by your Instagram and Facebook posts. I was watching when you were in Newfoundland and I saw you like walking through trails and whatnot. I just felt like you were just looking for what you had in Costa Rica and struggling to connect with nature. And now when I look at your pictures on Instagram and Facebook, you're on the beach and you're sunbathing and, doing all these incredible things. So I'm really happy that you found your way, at least it seems, and I just hope you're safe there. Are you like well looked after with food and we're in accommodations?
It just feels like everything's falling into place. Like I feel like I'm gonna be taken care of, and like the more I feel that, the more it's in my reality, and the more I believe in that, the more it's like shown to me to be true. Yeah, I mean, financially, I know I'm going to be taken care of, whether that's by other beings helping me out, whether that's by some magic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. What is your plan? Like, you and Blue, as well as you, plan to continue life together. Do you plan to stay there, or like what's in the future for Sunray?
Well, we actually met some beings that were in Melanation today. They were at the farmer's market that we went to, and they're staying with another lady that is on the same kind of path that we're on, and she has like a lot of property. And yeah, I think that after we stay in the mountains for a while, we're going to head over there with the beings that were in Melanation and also that are on the same kind of journey.
When you first arrived in Costa Rica, did you plan to try to track down Nature Boy and reconnect with them?
Before they experienced like the whole situation with the police or whatnot, we were actually talking with them, and we were considering going with them.
Mm-hmm. And last I've heard, they're all basically in prison or somewhere awaiting deportation to back to the America or wherever they're from, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about everything that I wanted to talk to you about. I just kind of wanted to get an update on your life, and it sounds like you're doing well. So people who listen to my show that want to help you and maybe
Yeah, we ain't gonna listen to all that. Okay, so if you don't know who she is, let me take you back to the time. Hold on, let me see if I can. I think it's that one. Let me find it. Oh, yes. Move that one. Okay, so hi, Leonard. So this is the young lady. This is Kayla. Oh, that's the Michael. Yeah, this is Kayla. So I just felt I belonged here. Kayla Reed on why she's leaving Costa Rica. Eligio Bishop says media tried to portray him as someone that had stolen their white daughter. The Corona Brook woman who's been in Costa Rica with her family calls a cult says she is coming back to Newfoundland to avoid anyone getting into trouble, and took to Facebook Live Tuesday with the man her family suspects of having too much control over her life. I don't want anybody getting hurt because I am here, Kayla Reed said during a live video broadcast from Rica. She added that she decided to come back to what she called Babylon, referring to Canada, so that no one in Costa Rica got into trouble. Reed, 21, was reported missing in February, although the Royal Newfoundland Cons- Constabulary closed the missing persons file last week after making contact with her. Reed was in Costa Rica with Eligio Bishop, 34, who calls himself Nature Boy, and his group followers. On Tuesday, Bishop and Reed, who also goes by the name of Sunray, posted a Facebook Live video that lasted 50 minutes talking about the decision to leave. The Coroner Brook family of Kayla Reed. Oh, I came here to be free. I didn't want any contact with them anymore. They are still being passive possessed over me, Reed said. Her family had been pleading for the woman's return, saying that they believed she was being brainwashed. On Tuesday, her mother, Tammy Reed, told CBC News that Nature Boy worked with us to get her home. He will help Kayla get on the plane safely. Late Tuesday afternoon, Bishop posted a photo on Facebook saying Reed had been dropped off at San Jose Airport and that she was safe. It's gonna play.
After seeing everything that's posted in the media, all we've been doing is speaking the truth, and they put out Nature Boy to be some kind of criminal, some kind of, what would one say, like, what can I say?
A cult leader.
Yeah.
But they never tell you what my cult is about. But I explained what the cult is. What a cult is, they're trying to depict me to be Waco, Texas, and someone that is a dangerous person that is controlling people's minds to kill them. But I'm a culture, and the culture is to live in harmony with nature. That's the kind of cult we are. We're not really a cult. They just called us a cult. We took onto it and said, all right, cool, we're a cult. We're a cult.
Sorry, his voice grates me. I can't listen to him for long. He really grates me. Anyways, back to the reading. Coroner, her aunt, who is on vacation in Florida, confirmed booked for Reed to meet her there, and the two will travel back to Corona Brook together. Reed herself said the trip to Costa Rica wasn't the first time she wanted to leave Canada and her family in Corona Brook. I just felt I just felt like I belong here. That's why I came here. My heart felt like this is my family. So that's why I came here, she said. I had plans to leave Canada and even before, and then they tried to possess, was it possessive over me? So I got put on pills because I wanted to leave. She also had some kind of mental problem as well, because they talk about it in that interview that she had just a while ago. So there's also another person who is on the thumbnail. I'm also gonna bring up. He was left. I think he was left in Costa Rica. I thought I found him, like how he is now. Oh, he was facing deportation. He was facing deportation. So these probably is old news. People's probably seen it. Look into the other one. Oh, I would look into her, but I don't really want to get in deep with these nature boy crazy things right now. I just saw Kayla and oh, she has popped up somewhere, and I saw her, and I thought, oh, okay. There's this guy, Alex. He's an Argentinian. His name's Argentinian, so I'm thinking he's Argentinian. So Costa Rica cult facing deportation. Canadian man safety leaves group. An alleged cult in Costa Rica has met its end after local police detained the group following a traffic stop, held 11 of them for deportation. The group, dubbed by the nation by its leader by Legio, has a large online following and follows a back to nature philosophy promoted through social media. Most of the neighbors was living in Costa Rica illegally, according to Alex Rapiso, a Toronto man who joined the group 3 weeks ago. Everything on the car was expired. All the paperwork, the license plates. So the police impounded the vehicle. Rapiso said, along with that, I think 6 people had expired passports. They overstayed in the country for a long time. Bishop the members who say they were being deported. Rapiso has a valid travelled visa and was released soon after being detained. Known to his followers as Nature Boy, Bishop made his last march when a 21-year-old woman from Newfoundland, Labrador, quietly left home to join him. Kayla Reed was listed as missing person. See, they talk about her, so it's all intertwined. Until she showed up on the live stream on Facebook from Costa Rica. Her mother expressed concern to CBC News, saying Bishop had taken advantage of her daughter's mental illness and her daughter had joined a cult. On March 20th, they talk about her. Hold on, let me see. I can find about the group. This is the time when they was on the bus. The group has detained near Puerto Rico, the sixth largest city in Costa Rica, after being stopped at the police checkpoint. When it was discovered that they were in the country illegally, the group members was told to wait for the bus to come and take them to see an immigration official. Rapapiso said when the bus took them to the police station, Bishop told the group to stay put. A video shows police trying to forcefully remove them from the bus, and Bishop is heard repeating "I love you" to an officer as he attempted to pull him out of the seat. Insignificantly, videos some members of the group said they were charged with resisting arrest. Bishop and one of the other men showed off cuts and bruises to followers during the Facebook Live from the police station. Rapiso was allowed to leave the entire time but felt obligated to stay with the group. He considered his family, seeing things from the different light. Rapido or Alex, sorry. Alex said he now sees the struggle, but at the time he felt he had to follow Bishop's commands. After a few days away from the group, Rapafiso said he feels awakened. Bishop created the situation out of nothing, and Alex said of of the detaining. Just because you are against the system, you don't like paperwork doesn't mean you can do what you did. No traveller from North America is permitted to stay longer than 90 days in Costa Rica without a visa. Rapapiso said he now feels differently about the man he once revered of Nature Boy. He's just manipulative. He knows how to use his words very well. I am going to say he controlled me, but it's just I fell for it. So displeased with life in Toronto, Rapapiso became one of nearly 30,000 people following Bishop on YouTube, Facebook, a strong believer in lifestyle, closer to nature. Rapapiso went to Costa Rica and joined Melanation. Three people close to Rapapiso reached out to CBBC News before he left and expressed concern he was joining. Saying, "Boy, it's the same. This is him now forward now." So it's about the same kind of situation. I'm gonna show the video what everybody else has seen. Though it's about Kayla. Though this is about Kayla and the other guy, Alex Rapper Piso. I'm gonna show Rapper Piso and Golden Boy when they was getting deported by the police. So I knew there was a story behind all that drama.
So reflection, we've been locked up here, and now they saying that this plane right here, they just told us to get off after we sat on it. 7:56 is the flight number. They said that we can't get on the plane because we stink. They said we can't get on the plane because we stink. They said we can't get on the plane because we stink, yo. Spirit told us to get off the plane. We paid for our flight. We paid for our flight, and now they're saying we can't get on the plane right now.
See, five back.
They just told us to get off the plane right now. They said we stink, but they had us locked up all this time.
They were letting me stay.
They were letting you stay?
So obviously it wasn't us as a group. They were signaling out everybody else except.
Now that's Rambo right there. That's Rambo talking. But so Alex Rambo was told they can stay, and he made up a big old drama because they overstayed their welcome. So that's the story behind them being in the bus, in the van when they was getting dragged. Um, you know, this guy has also continued the nature lifestyle. Rambo. There's Rambo Serenity, but also I'm thinking Sunray continued. I'm not gonna play the whole video because I think people seen this about a billion times. So Sunray maintained it. Alex maintained the lifestyle. Quite a few of them maintained the lifestyle. Um, I did do an update on that lady that stabbed her mother. So it's not a lot to say really. Now I think the best thing I'm just gonna watch. I'm not gonna really do anything much on them much. If something comes up and catches my eye, I will now and again talk about them, but it's not the biggest thing on my list. I might do reactions to their stuff, but this young lady here, I feel it was more important because her family literally came to get her or went to get her from Costa Rica. They was I think she must have did one of those missing in the night where she must have disappeared and then they saw her somewhere and then they sent the BBC after her. I feel that was what happened. And she has mental health. You can tell by how she talks, how she articulates herself. Um, he, on the other hand, he manipulated her because she's obviously got money. So yeah, I think that's what I can say on this young lady. Really, there's not a lot to say about Sunray because Sunray kind of disappeared. She's not on social media like that, or probably she is on social media because the guy mentioned she was on social media, but you don't really see her like that. So I'm sure other people's gonna come out of the woodwork as this thing goes forward. And as for the other one, Golden Boy and all that, Golden Boy and them ones are in high hood therapy. Golden Boy and all them ones are still in the tropics because they were in the tropics when the BBC went over. So they more or less have moved on with their life. They don't, I think when they saw what the guy was about, they moved on. So Sunray is just one out of how many who moved on with the well, kind of moved on, but she got moved on by force. I will say her family wasn't having it, by the sounds of it, and I think it looks like she comes from one of those good families background per se. So there's not a lot to say really. I just thought I'll bring this one forward so you can hear her talk about um talk her story, talk her part. Obviously the time she was gonna go over there was when they was in Hawaii, and that's when they got arrested. So yeah, it's not a lot to say really. You know what I mean? So I just thought, yeah, you know what I mean. But thank you, Leonard, for coming. Oh, Leonard and Hood therapy because I'm gonna jump off now. I have another one to do later on. I'll go finish my cult series. So with that said, I'm gonna come off. I will see you later. Bye.